Thank you, Richard. The Supreme Court's decision is being heard throughout the country.
Yeah, and here to help us dissect the decision is constitutional law professor Matt Steffi. Hey, Matt, welcome back.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be back.
Thank you. For a Friday especially. Break down this ruling for us. What are the key points that we need to take away from all this?
Well, the first and foremost is that Roe versus Wade and the Casey decision that reaffirmed it 30 years ago have been overruled. So by a 6-member majority of the Supreme Court, the right of a woman to terminate a pregnancy, to have an abortion, has been returned to the states. And so in Mississippi, we expect abortion to be utterly outlawed, to be a felony, with very narrow exceptions when a woman's life is in danger, without an abortion, or in cases of rape.
Matt, President Biden saying the fight is not over. What do you think happens next?
Well, I think we're going to see a period of intense lobbying throughout the states and at the federal level. Now, I have my enthusiasm for a federal resolution under control. That is, the ability of Congress to reach compromise or to pass legislation as contentious of this is really questionable. So I think on a state-by-state basis, we'll see some states make it easier to obtain an abortion in light of this ruling, and some states, particularly in the Deep South, the Mountain West, to make it more difficult. But I think we're going to see the advocacy at the state level. And I think because the politics of this remain. On the right, it's good fundraising, good politics to regulate abortion, to regulate pregnancy. On the left, it's good politics, good fundraising to oppose it. So I think we'll see political action intensify, but mainly at the state level for the near future.
Matt, we've heard a lot about these trigger laws. Mississippi has a trigger law. Other states have a trigger law. Explain how those trigger laws work.
Well, the trigger law is a law passed in Mississippi in 2007, and that is once the Attorney General certifies that Roe versus Wade has been overturned, which will happen in a matter of days if it hasn't happened already, then within a very short period of time, the law becomes effective, banning all abortions under a penalty of up to 10 years in prison, absent needing an abortion to preserve a mother's life, or in cases of where the pregnancy is a result of rape and criminal charges have been filed. And so we would expect once that certification is made and the law is triggered, that's the name, hence the name, our one lone remaining part-time abortion clinic will close, and women who pursue an abortion in Mississippi will either have to go out of state if they have the means to do so, or turn to back alley providers, as was the case before Roe versus Wade.
Matt, when saying states have the right to enact abortion bans, what are justices using as justification?
Well, they are using the premise that that nothing in our constitutional text or traditions protects a woman's right to terminate a pregnancy. And that's always been true. It has come under our notion of liberty, of privileges and immunities, of inalienable rights. The same kind of reasoning that gives parents the right to homeschool and married couples the right to use contraception, those ideas were extended in 1972 to cover abortion. But because of a state's interest in protecting the unborn, protecting developing human life, abortion is different. At least that's what the court told us today.
Thank you, Matt Steffi. I appreciate that. You've always enlightened us, and today has been, I guess for a constitutional professor like you, today is kind of a stellar day when something like this comes down.
It has. It's been a momentous day. Yesterday was a momentous day on the Second Amendment, and we have some important cases on religion in the public square that we're going to see next week. Yeah, it's a busy time.
We'll have you back a lot this summer then.